Now you're probably saying, hey, hold on, Joe. Figure out where the studs are. Don't you have to put that grab bar on the studs inside the existing wall? Well, if you can, if it's fairly close to your locations of your grab bar, yes, you can. But you know what? Newsflash, you don't necessarily have to do that. They do have anchors now that are designed to install grab bars. Okay? And I'm gonna show you some here in a minute. In fact, should I show you a couple now? I haven't opened up this box yet. Here, this is what I'm going to try today. Wingets. And they're designed to hold up a grab bar. And this thing says, look at this, supports up to what? 600 pounds. See there? And that's what I'm going to try. And I'll pull this out in a minute. I'm kind of anxious to try. There's three little wings that kind of fit out behind the sheetrock wall. Here's the sheetrock wall, here's the grab bar. This thing goes out that way and they kind of fit behind there. Three wings and the screw goes in on the back side. Okay, I'm kind of anxious to try those. We're going to try that here in a minute. But you know, obviously I don't want to start cutting or marking this and then finding out, oh shoot, this is exactly where I want the grab bar. There was a stud over 1/2 inch. Why didn't I at least grab the stud on that one? You know what I mean? So you can check that. If you have a stud finder, you can use that right now. Well, guess what? I don't have my stud finder with me, but I've got another tool with me, and it's called my knuckle. Right there. I'm going to tap on the wall and I'm going to see where the studs are. And generally here, there's a light switch right up above this, and usually there's a stud right there. Hear that? That's hollow. There's a stud right there because we're on the outside corner. I know there's one there. And that low noise means in this wall cavity, there's nothing here, okay? The next stud is over further. Just keep doing this. Hear that? That high pitch? That's where a stud is. Nothing. Hollow. Hollow. Another stud. We know there's one on the outside corner. Now if this wall was longer, when you find one stud, you can measure over 16 inches and find another one. And generally that's how it is. But in a bathroom, sometimes they might put backing in there, and their stud locations might be different to allow the plumbing in there and all that kind of stuff. So this is not always gospel. Just because you find one thing in the wall does not mean every 16 inches you're going to find something else, okay? Okay, so I know there's a stud right here in the middle of the wall. Obviously that's not going to help me. Now I'm hollow again. Hear that? High pitch, I'm on the inside wall angle right here, and I know there's one there, and there's one in the middle of the wall, and there's one on the outside corner of the wall. So nothing is going to help me put this grab bar in, is it? I could have installed it right over to the edge, maybe 2 inches off the edge, or 1.5 inches, and I could have gotten at least one screw in there, and then I'd only have to put anchors around. I'd only have to put anchors over here, but I don't want to put it too close to there, and I've already talked to them. We've made a determination. We're going to go 5 1/2 over to the edge, plus we got the 3/8 of an inch to the center of the hole. Remember, I'm going to go 5 7/8, and that's where I'm going to get my first mark there. Okay, I got my tape measure, and I'm going to hold my tape up here at 35 1/4, remember? I'm just going to kind of eyeball that right now. Now I'm going to go over 5 7/8. I'm going to put a little pencil mark. Now this is wallpaper. I want to make sure I try to hide my marks. If not, I can clean those off. Do not use pen on your walls, okay? I'm going to go 35 1/4 right there. I'm going to connect the two and make a little X, whatever, a T, let's say. And that's where the center of that first hole is going to go, right? And I know it's hollow over here. I should not have anything in this wall to worry about. There should not be any plumbing in this wall or anything like that. But I'm still going to be careful and be mindful before I just ram screws and anchors in there and find out there's a plumbing pipe that I didn't know was in there from somebody remodeled this years ago, or an exhaust pipe or a vent or anything like that. So I still have to be careful when I'm transferring those marks, okay? One step at a time, you can do it. Now, how am I going to get all the marks up here? Well, just follow me here. There's a couple different ways we can do this. Okay, I can measure from the center of the outside hole to the center of this other hole, and then I can transfer those marks on the wall, can I? This way could be kind of tricky. I'm holding this up here. I'm trying to look from center to center. It looks like 20 1/4. Okay, and I can go back up on the wall, can I? I can measure 20 1/4. Let's see if I can't get you there. There's the first hole. I want to pull this up a little bit. 20 1/4. Okay. I can measure here and go straight across, and I can eyeball that at 20 1/4. Okay. 20 1/4. And then I can check that again, 35 1/4. I can hold this up here, 35 1/4, like that. And I've got my marks, don't I? Well, in theory I do, but what if the floor has a crack in it? What if the floor is not exactly level? Anything like that. I can, now, because this is a flat ceiling, generally your ceiling's nice and level. I can measure from the top down, 60 3/4, and I can come over here and I can hold that up there and see what that is. That looks like 60 and a long 3/4. I got a picture here in my way. I'm trying to hold this up here and eyeball that. That looks like 60 7/8. Look over here, and I had 60 3/4. It's a long 3/4, so that means a 1/16 over. So I'm a 1/16 less than 7/8. Okay. So do I want to put it there? Yeah, I could put it there, or I can take my level. I mean, it's probably going to be slightly off by a 1/16 maybe. I could take my level. If you have a 2-foot level, you can hold that up there. And I can double check that, and son of a gun, it looks like it needs to go up at my left-hand side, which then would compensate for the 1/16, because the ceiling usually is right on, okay? Not always. You see the floor's off slightly, and they installed a tile floor here, and their thin set could be slightly off or anything like that. Okay, so I could check that like that. Now I'm right on. Another way you could do it is we could put a screw there and just put a sheetrock screw in there, hold that in there nice and tight, and then you can lift that side up exactly where it goes, put your level on top of there, and then transfer your mark there. If you don't have a 2-foot level, if you got a little torpedo level, you can do that. You can put one screw there and get that in the center of where it needs to go. Put your torpedo level on top of your grab bar. Then raise your grab bar up or down. Hold your torpedo level on there, and you can mark it that way. Or if you don't want to do that, you get your first mark. You can get your first mark. You can hold your torpedo level up there or whatever, and you can hold that by yourself. You can have somebody else, okay, right there. Now you can mark the other holes. Figure out which holes you're going to have and hold it right there. You know what I mean? Now just for kicks, I'm going to hold it right in the center of both of those. I'm going to hold that. I'm going to hold my torpedo level on there, and kaboom! It's perfectly level. And I can hold that there, and I can take my scratch awl and I can mark. Boom, boom, boom. I can do that. So there's several ways to get those marks. And now that you've got that, on to the next step. Are you learning anything yet? I hope so. Yeah. Okay, I've got a scratch awl here. And this is what I call a scratch awl. There's something here like this. There's a sharp point on the end of it. And you could call it an ice pick too. There's smaller ones or whatever. I'm just going to use this to mark it with. And this is going to do rather nicely. Now that I got my marks exactly where they go, I'm going to hold that up there. And I'm going to go ahead and look at that. And I've got to make that determination where the other holes are going to go. So now I can take my scratch awl. If you're kind of shaking, you can't get it right in the middle, just hold your scratch awl up against there. Raise it or lower it right on the edge there. Swivel this up and boom, you're right in the middle. Okay, now I'm making a determination which screw holes to put in. These top ones look big, and I'm going to go on the next one and I'm going to eyeball that and just make a mark. See, I can put it over on the side, eyeball it now, and it's right in the middle. Because I'm steadying the ice pick before I make a little hole. Okay. There. Got all my holes. And if you're slightly off, say you're off on minutia, it doesn't matter because the hole is plenty big. Okay, see the holes here? They're plenty big for just a little bit of a slop one way or another. When we get our screws in there, we're going to have to adjust it, final adjustments that way, okay? Now, I can make my holes.